Welcome back to the Malloy Twins podcast. And before we get into today's episode, we'd just like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Website for Trades.
Websites for Trades is a business that's set up by Clondalkin local Luke Corrigan and aims to provide affordable but profitable services focused on websites, logos, marketing, social media and videography. It's for tradespeople around Ireland looking to get ahead online. And if you'd like to find out more about the business, you can find them through www.websitesfortrades.ie or on Instagram.
And if you're not a tradesperson, but you would still like to avail of these services, then Luke still has you covered, because he also runs serodigital.io, which is a more general agency that can help you with all of the above. You can find them out at www.serodigital.io or on Instagram. Everything will be linked in the description.
Welcome back to the Malloy Twins podcast, and today we're joined by a guest whose name I'm sure you're going to hear plenty more of over the next few weeks, months and years. He's a European under-22 champion, and last year at 20 years old became the first Irish heavyweight to qualify for Olympic Games in over 20 years. And in a few weeks time, at the end of July, he'll be making the walk to the ring representing Ireland in the 2024 Paris Olympics. So we're so grateful he's taken a little bit of time out of his busy schedule to come and chat to us today. It's Jack Marley.
Thanks very much, lads. Delighted to be on.
Jack, thanks for coming in, man. I know that this is probably I'm sure you've always trained hard leading into camps and fights and everything else, but I imagine this one has a little bit of a different feel to it than anything other.
Not really, it's just another tournament. I've been in tournaments with the same lads and all the time, and it's kind of like the same. People keep saying to me, on the lead up to this, every time I see, because I do be out in Blanchardstown from Monday to Friday in the Sports Institute training, so I rarely get home. It'd be a Saturday or Sunday, but I'd be just in the house. When I do get out and I do see the odd people, they're like, "Oh, is your training getting hard now? Is it getting hard?" I'm like, "It's fucking always been hard." I've always trained hard. You know what I mean? I'm not just starting to train hard now. But I do get what they're saying and stuff. But no, it's always been hard. I've always pushed myself, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't. You know what I mean?
Of course, no. I like the answer. I like the fact it's it's just another camp in a way. It's another tournament, something else that I'm moving towards, and it's not like I'm taking this more seriously than that and I've done before, because ultimately the only thing that got you to this stage is all the hard work you've done the last few years, decade that you've been involved in the sport.
Everything I've done, even my biggest wins obviously got me here, but obviously my biggest mistakes obviously got me here too. You have to make mistakes and you have to mess up here and there big time, and you have to learn from that. That's the easiest part.
No, man. We'll get into a bit of quick fire questions to kick things off. I always love to ask fighters, who's your idol? Who did you look up to growing up, or is there anyone who you model yourself off?
I didn't have any idols. I was always just when I was growing up, I used to always change my style. I was just trying to be like this person. Then that didn't work that week, so I tried to be like this person. But in today's boxing now, I really enjoy watching Usyk now.
Okay.
I couldn't see him beating Fury there the last time because of the size difference and just that. But it was some fight. Some fight it was.
It was mad. It was like swinging. It looked like Fury was going to win, then Usyk, and it was constant back and forth.
Yeah, I was in Italy and we were over at a training camp, and it was on the last night, so we stayed up for it. And if I wasn't in the room with six of the lads watching the fight and I'm sitting at home just watching it on the telly, I'd probably just turn it off after the 6 rounds because Fury was kind of cruising it
Yeah, exactly.
And it all switched up. But no, it was a great fight, and that's a rare thing for me to watch a full pro fight or even a pro card as well, which is very rare.
Yeah. Although Kenny when we had Kenny Egan on the podcast, he was similar. He had no real interest in following boxing or pro fights or whatever. Just loved the amateur game.
Yeah, I don't even watch amateur boxing. I watch my mates when they're away and stuff like that, but I don't really watch any kind of sports. I'm time.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Just bollocks after training.
It's when you're when you are working and you just log off the laptop and you're someone comes in and starts trying to chat to you about work.
True. Fair.
I don't want to talk about watch work again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
My question. It was similar to Adam's question, but I'll change it up a little bit. If you had to use 3 words to describe your fighting style, what would they be?
Versatile, strong and fast.
Nice.
Because it depends who I'm fighting. I box differently and stuff, and depends how a fight's going. If you're 1-1 going into the last, sometimes you have to just throw everything out the window.
Just bite down on the gum shield.
Yeah, that's what I had to do for me. Qualifying fight last year in the European Games semi-final. I had a game plan obviously going into the fight. Done the game plan for the first round. I thought I won it. Thought it was working well, And then I came back, and then I actually lost the first round. And then I was like, fuck this, like I'm not going off that anymore. So I just bit down for 2 rounds and dug deep. But sometimes that's what you have to do.
Yeah, 100%. Get that dog in there.
Yeah, you see who wants it more. That's what I say. Like it's only 3 minutes around, so see who wants it more.
That's it. You can go to hospital afterwards and deal with the consequences.
You can deal with the whole world. Just shut it out. Like you can't hear anything. You can barely hear your coaches. Like
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like it's crazy until you actually get in there and do it. You won't realize.
Yeah.
But everything shuts off. Like everything. So like sometimes you can't hear anything. Like I've been in fights before. Like and my coach was screaming at me, and like he's like, "Were you not listening?" Like after the fight, he was like, "Were you not listening to me?" I was like, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you. Like, but it's like you're isolated in there. You're on your own.
You might have answered it already when you refer back to that fight, but do you have a favourite fight of yours?
Of my fights?
Yeah, your fights.
Yeah, it has to be that fight because how much it meant.
Yeah.
How much it meant. Like, but I've also had good fights over the years that I've lost and that I've learned from. And look back, like when I was, what age was I? I was 18. So when I first went into the high performance, it was during COVID. So everyone else was getting ready for the Tokyo Olympic Games, but I was too young.
Right. Yeah.
So Bernard Dunn brought me in and just wanted to have a look basically for my first under 22 Europeans, and I had to leave. Well, I didn't have to leave school. I chose because it was 4 weeks before the leaving cert, and I knew that you could like sit the leaving cert or you could get predicted grades.
Yeah.
So I said, this is me golden ticket here. I took
you fucking timed it well.
I took predicted grades, left school 4 weeks early, missed the graduation. Well, actually didn't miss the graduation. It was actually on a Zoom call when I was sitting in the hotel in Blanchardstown, like, but I couldn't care. And I took my shot, and then I actually got picked for that team. Went away to Italy then, and won my first 2 fights. Got into my first semi-final of the under-22s, and I was against a strong Georgian lad, and went out first minute. Was boxing well, and then next one just dropped me hand for his. Well, I didn't really drop my hands. He was a good bit away from me, like, and he was small, and I was like, this lad can't catch me from out here. Next minute, boom, on the chin. This is my first time. Like I just went on my arse, like.
Oh, yeah.
And
really?
then, and then I got back up, and then made it through that first round, and then I just switched on then, and I was boxing the ears off him in the second and third round. I lost the second round, but I actually ended up winning the third round after getting knocked down, and but I lost the fight. But it was a big
learning curve.
Big learning curve for me. It was huge.
Yeah.
I think it stands to me today, like, and it was a loss. So.
Yeah, some people say in fights they kind of need to get smacked in the face to wake up and get into it.
Yeah, I was like that when I was younger. Like I used to always lose the first round when I was younger. Like, and then now my thing is just get in there and great first round. Like,
yeah.
Just each round at a time. But I do know a few people that just need a few slaps before they get going. Like.
Just to get warmed up.
Yeah.
Next quick fire for me, probably. Don't know how relevant it is in the amateur game. I don't think they do like fight names at amateur level. But I'm always interested. You see, like Jack Catterall was El Gato, and then like Paddy Donovan, the real deal.
The cat.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds good in Spanish.
It sounds so much better.
Like they were calling him out in English, like the cat.
Hasn't got the same ring to it. If you had to pick a fighter name, do you know which one you would pick?
I don't know. I always think about it, but I don't know. When I was younger, everyone used to call me a Big Marlow, like, because I was like a fat kid, like. I wouldn't let that stick to me now, but
Big Marlow.
No, I'll have to think about that at some stage. Anyway, but no names are pointing out anyway.
Cool. We might have to try think of one from brainstorm some ideas.
I'll be open.
Open to ideas.
Open to listen.
Get people in the comments.
Drop it down in the comments. Drop it down what you think it should be, because I don't have a clue.
This will kind of that the word piggyback? Yeah. Piggyback off Leah's question, because it's not super relevant right now. But what would be your walkout song?
I don't know. I've always thought about that as well.
Yeah.
I'd do 2.
Okay, go on.
Like I'd have like something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like a mix of 2. Like don't know what I'd do. I do love the intro to 7 Nation Army. Like.
Yeah, that's a nice little be coming
Just
in.
the intro, and then bash into something else. Then
Yeah,
something to get everyone going. But
you need some. I think if you're an Irish, you can't really go wrong with like a rebel song or something
Yeah,
like that.
some
Can
sort
be
of
valid.
I wouldn't know.
No,
No, not really. Like, I don't think I would. It's very traditional, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
basic. Like,
yeah, fair
I do
enough.
something different.
Sure.
That's all I'm gonna say now. Anyway.
All right.
Something different.
We
All right.
might-
Building intrigue now already.
So the fight name and the walkout song is yet to be decided.
Yeah, yet to be decided. Everything's yet to be decided. What I do tomorrow is yet to be decided. So-
Let's do after this podcast.
yeah.
Deadly. Last quick fire from me. If you could never box again, what else would you do?
I don't know. I like playing golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit it now, like, but like it's a bit of crack. Like, me and the lads do go during the week when we're out in Blanchardstown for a game of pitch and putt or something. Like,
Yeah,
but I do
yeah.
enjoy it. Like, it's a game where you're allowed to be shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, probably that. Or don't know. I like watching the darts. Wouldn't like to do it now. Like when I'm in the off season now, I might have the body of a
That's
dart player. Like, but I don't think I'd like to be one. But I have one in the room. And all, like, I just like doing it for a bit of fun and something to take my mind off
That's gas.
everything else.
It's like from going from one of the most like heavily contact sports to the least contact
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like any other contact sports now.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you be? I know you're not a big fan of watching boxing, even like the UFC or any of that stuff. Would you follow it?
No, not really. No, I like seeing the Irish fighters that are getting onto
Yeah.
the UFC because it's such a big deal
Connection. Yeah.
because there's so few of them. But I'd follow them
Yeah.
shortly, like from a distance, like. But
Yeah, just wish them well and whatever.
yeah, nothing in detail. Like, I wouldn't really watch it or anything. Like.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Quality. I'm done with quick fires, but I want to get a sense, Jack, for you. We obviously do a little bit of research coming into podcasts. We have a bit of an idea who we're sitting across from and what led them to this point. And I know for you, growing up, you played football for Joey's and then got into boxing as well. Am I right in thinking boxing was more getting into it because you wanted some more training, lose weight, get in shape, or was there something else that drew you to it at that point?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was training. I wasn't like a great footballer, like, but it was just what I played, like, and I was training 2 or 3 times a week, like, but I was still carrying a bit of weight when I was. It was only young, like I was 8 or 9. Like,
Yeah.
My dad just said, "Right, I get you down to the boxing," because a lot of the lads from around were getting into the boxing. A lot of my mates, and it was kind of not a social thing, but like it was the thing everyone was doing. You know what I mean? Like everyone was giving it a bash. Like now, like everyone's jumping on different trends, like, and everyone's a marathon runner now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and a sea swimmer. But we'll get back to that. But no, he threw me down to the boxing club when I was 8 or 9, just for the beginner class, like, and I loved it. But then I went back to the football and just kind of left the boxing, and then I returned then when I was about 10.
Okay.
10, yeah, about 10 then, and then that's when I've been in it since. Like, been in it since.
What drew you back after a couple of years?
I don't know. I just said I'd give this another shot. Like,
Right, yeah.
so I went down and just all my mates were still kind of in it, like, and like I wasn't anywhere good, like, or anything, like, I didn't mind getting hit, like,
Yeah.
that was the thing. Sometimes
skill to
It's a
have,
big
yeah,
thing in
yeah.
boxing, yeah.
yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah, it's not like I don't mind taking one to give 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes that works in your favour.
Preferably give 2, take none.
That's the
But
strategy.
Yeah, you have to be willing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Expect the worst and hope for the best.
I like it. So you got into boxing back then. I've always, like, me and Adam grew up playing football, and I've never, like, I understood from an outside perspective why the Olympic Games meant so much to boxers, but I didn't really understand, like, why was the Olympics such a big deal.
Yeah.
And when you were younger, getting into boxing was like, because you're 48 days now away from the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
When you started back then, was it like, I'd love to be an Olympian, or is it just, I'm just going to box because the lads are doing it? Or
Yeah, that's the long shot, like, that's the dream, that's the pinnacle, like, that's like a little footballer starting off playing the little kickers or something, like, looking at the lads on the telly playing the Premier League, that's as far as you can go, like, but in amateur boxing, the Olympics is the pinnacle, like.
That's it, yeah.
So that's what you dreamed of, but then, like, back then you'd have the likes of Paddy Barnes and Mick Conlon and all. You'd seen these lads and you just look up to these lads like, wow, like, this is, like, how did they do it, like, and then you still wonder that till you're about 16 or 17, like, until you get in and start realising, right, I can do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Has it dawned, like, because I was looking at the stats, I think you're the first heavyweight boxer for Ireland in the Olympics since like 96 or something like that. Has like you're going to be on the level now of the Mick Conlins, the Paddy Barnes, the Kenny Egan's. Has that dawned on you, or do you kind of just take it one day at a time?
Not really. I'm trying to. Well, I'm not trying to. Like, I am taking it in my stride and just taking things, because you never know what could happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? But no, I'm just trying to enjoy it, because a lot of people get themselves caught up in it and just ruin the whole moment on themselves. So I'm just trying to enjoy every day. Yeah.
And are you happy that it's in Paris? Because I know like Kenny was Beijing. I'm not sure where McConnell was. Was that London or was
Rio?
Rio,
yeah,
2016 was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And then Tokyo 2022. Would you have rather it be somewhere a bit more exotic than Paris? Or are you happy?
I couldn't care where it was. I wouldn't have cared if it was anywhere. Like, to be fair, the Olympic Games. Doesn't get any bigger than that. Wherever it is just an extra little cherry on top. Like, but it's not like I'm going to be going around eating croissants all day.
Of course. You won't get to experience Paris for all it's worth.
No, and I don't want to either.
No, fair. Yeah, you want to be in there for as long as you possibly can and go all the way.
I want to be stuck in the room as long as I can.
I love it, man. I love it. It is interesting, amateur boxing, especially because if, like, for us, let's say as fans of boxing but have never boxed before, you look at it and you think the pro game is where everyone would want to get to, or that's like, oh, if you're headlining a card, well, nowadays it's in Saudi Arabia, but back in the day, if it was in like the MGM or Vegas, like these sort of places, the iconic spots. But even chatting to Kenny when he was on and some other people, a lot of them don't really, I don't know if they don't care about the pro game, they're not as drawn to the pro game, but it's like the Olympics and being an Olympian is what they see as like, that's the real achievement, and the pro game's like a nice add-on or something you could go to after, but getting to the Olympics is number one. Was that the same for you growing up?
Not really. Like, you're seeing, like, growing up, like, in the Mayweather was he was headlining everything, but like when you really look back and take a step back and look at the two of them, they're two completely different sports. Like,
yes, explain this to me, because I hear a lot of people say this and I never, because they're always like, you don't box, it's like you're getting punched.
Yeah, cause you hear like Usyk's a quality amateur, so like, oh, he's going to be a quality pro, but it doesn't like necessarily translate.
Yeah, that doesn't work with everyone. Like, just doesn't really work. Like an amateur, you can't bring your amateur style. You can bring like aspects of your amateur style into the pro game, and it could work.
Okay,
but you can't bring everything. Like, it's just a whole different ball game. Like, smaller gloves, longer, like more rounds. It's just different. Like,
what in the amateur game wouldn't work well in the pro game?
Bouncing on your toes.
Just because you'd be exhausted.
Bouncing on your toes, moving around. I don't think you can. Yeah. Not many people can do that for 12 rounds, but Usyk obviously can.
Yeah.
He's different. Different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But no, they're two completely different sports. It's like boxing and UFC. Like,
okay, but that different? You think
it would be? People try and like similarize them.
Yes,
but they're not really. Like, they're not. They're a while. There's a big gap between them. Like,
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, this might be a stupid question, but let's say a kid whose goal is to be a pro boxer, would they be best served, I'm not even sure if I can phrase this right, but training for the amateur game and building themselves up as a really good amateur and then trying to transition to pro, or is there stuff they should do differently, like from the start of their boxing career, that would set them up for a more successful pro career?
I don't know. Like, I don't look at the pro game at all. Like, so really, I wouldn't really know much, but it's more isolated. And, like, I'm on a team. Like,
yeah.
I know I get in the ring as an individual, but I'm on a team and I've great lads around with them all the time and all different staff and stuff. Like, but in the program you're on your own, and it's a lot more. Yeah, and then you're away for like you'll have just 1 8-week camp just for one fight. But I'd be constantly training, and might have a 2-week camp away, then come back and go to a tournament. You could have 4 or 5 fights within 10 days. Like, so it's completely different.
That's very interesting.
No, it is. And you qualified for the Olympics really early, like you were last June.
A year ago, yeah.
And that was it in Poland?
Poland, the European Games. So it's basically like a European Olympics.
Was that the first qualifier for the Olympics?
First qualifier, yeah.
So out the door early.
Out the door early. I didn't think I was going to do it that early.
I was going to ask. Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, based off your understanding of your ability and the competition that's out there, did you think you had a good chance of qualifying for the Olympics at all? Yeah,
of course I did, but I didn't think I'd do it that early in the first tournament. Like, but I didn't believe in myself that much. I was still, I did, but I was a bit of doubt. I was devil and angel kind of on the shoulders, you know what I mean? And like each tournament had a different like there was 3 qualifiers, and each qualifier had a different amount of spaces.
Okay.
In each, so the first qualifier was basically like a continental. So like Europe had one, Asia had one, the Americas had one, but there was less spaces because it was continental. And then the next 2 were world.
Okay.
So that was everyone in them.
Yeah.
So in the European games, there was only 2 spots in my way. So you had to get to the final.
Yes. Okay. So both
like to a
finalists
European
got there,
final, a European senior final, which I know I won the European under-22s, but under-22s is different compared to the seniors, because you're against fully grown men.
You were 20, was it last?
I was 20 when I qualified. 21 now.
What age was the fella you were boxing in the final or semi-final? Sorry, when you qualified.
30.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Madness. Like that's an extra about if you've been in a 10 years experience, 10 years in the ring. Like does that probably not? But does that stuff play in your mind going into rings against opponents like that? Any of that stuff? No,
I don't really care. Like it's all the same.
Just another opponent, another man.
The worst thing you can do is get knocked out.
That doesn't tend to happen too much in the amateurs, does it? Knockouts.
Yeah.
Does it? Yeah.
Fairly recent enough. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Since the headguards got removed and stuff, and
yeah, because Kenny wore a headguard boxing throughout the Olympics.
Yeah.
This coming Olympics, there's no headguard.
No.
Okay.
No headguard.
Would you prefer there to be one, or do you not care?
I couldn't really care. Like,
it's an equaliser, isn't it? So I don't have one, but neither does he. So
neither does he. We're both breeding there. We both have just have the same gloves on, same everything. Like,
What ounce gloves do you fight at?
12.
12 ounce.
12 ounce. So there's still a bit of padding in them, but they're still light enough. Like,
well, you still wouldn't want to smack too hard.
You're gonna take a few on you. You have to have that in the back of the mind. You're not going in there and getting not touched. Like,
yeah. No, it's not a game of golf.
No, definitely. Definitely not.
The old golf course can get a bit dangerous as well sometimes, though, you know.
I know, especially when I'm swinging as well.
So when you qualified last year, just talk me through, what's the last 12 months then been like? Obviously, you've had your spot in the Olympics set in stone, more or less. Has it just been right? Everything from that point on now is gearing towards the Olympic Games, or is there other stuff
you can't do that because you can't. It's too long. It's too long. You can't just base everything off that. You'll go insane. Like and you'll just go through phases of ups and downs. But if you just took it as each, I any tournaments that I have, I had the national championships in November. That was my first tournament coming back from the European Games.
Okay.
After about a month and a half break, and then slowly getting back into it. And then I had Stranja, which is like a small multi-nation tournament in it's basically like a mini Worlds in Bulgaria in January. Okay. I got to the semi-final there, and then the European Championships were in Serbia in April, and I had a close fight in the round of 32 and just got beaten. But they're just tournaments on their own. You can't say, all right, this is for thing like how I perform here is how I'm going to perform there, because you'll just ruin yourself. Like,
I can imagine. It's some ways probably a blessing, others of course getting qualified so early. It
definitely takes a certain mentality to not drop the ball.
And get complacent.
It does. Like, it does if you think about it. Right, I've qualified. I can put the feet up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can't think like that. Like I've qualified. That's it now. Like, just push on to the next.
It's almost like you don't forget about it, but you just put that to the side, and it's like, right, that's there on.
Yeah, it's how big as it was. Like, I had a nice time off. Like, to not think about boxing or training or anything else, and I was fucking huge.
You're a celebrity.
No, I was fat. I definitely.
Big Marlo was back.
He was well and truly back. It was like a video kind of thing. It was.
You showed me the was it Chadwick's one?
No, it was for RTE Junior.
Yes, yeah.
It was I forgot the name of it. Like, but
I remember you showed me the picture from the
video. I showed you the video, but it only came out recently from last year, like August or September. It was videoed, like, and I was heavy as.
He was a proper heavyweight.
I just looked like Michelin Man, like, and it only got released like a month or two ago, like, and I'm in decent. I've been in decent shape for the past while now. That's half the battle. And anyone that I haven't really seen the video that got put up like a month or two ago, they're like, "Oh, you're in great shape. You're after losing loads of weight and all." And then the first few people I said, that was a year ago. Like that wasn't me.
It's just mind games for the Olympics, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah,
showing off the competition.
No,
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you. I was watching your interview. I think it was just after you qualified. It was gas. You could tell that you were bollocks tired as well, and then you were coursing as well. Like, oh, I'm sorry for coursing.
Oh, did you see that? Did you? Did they put that up? That was RTE. I'm taking myself back a bit now. Like, you were flustered though, like, because I literally only came out of the ring like a minute.
Yeah, you hadn't even caught your breath, like, in there.
Like, and as you're walking out, you come out like by all like the like past like all the judges and everything. And you literally just you walk through that door and like you're instead of coming back to the change room, you're coming out straight onto the media.
Right.
Yes.
And I couldn't even like gather up what was going on. Never mind someone trying to ask me 101 questions. But no, I've matured a bit on camera since then anyway. Well, I tried to at least.
You're doing all right so far. But you said in that interview, and it was quite like a wise like statement you were saying, like basically trying not to get caught up in it, because like, you know, there's highs and lows. Like, you're on a high now, there's going to be a low to come, whatever. Has there been many lows, like, since qualifying? Has there been any points throughout back then preparing for the Olympic Games now where you've been like maybe doubting yourself or considering if you even want to go ahead with it, or did you lose the love of boxing or anything like that?
No, you just brush everything off straight after.
Yeah, just
take the highs as the lows, because they both come in the same proportion, so you just have to take them on. If you take everything at the one level, you'll be a horrible person.
I know, because we had Kiefer on yesterday and he was just talking about like when it came to him, he's been fighting for years. But when he got the UFC contract, it was literally the first time really throughout his entire fighting history where he was like on the brink of walking away from the sport, like just pissed off way and not feeling like he was getting the credit he deserved and all that sort of stuff. So
I wouldn't chase credit or anything like that. Like, I wouldn't expect anything. Like, I wouldn't. I wouldn't expect nothing from nobody, like, or anything. I'm just myself, but I try to be myself, like. And but no, like, I feel that you get the biggest lows after your biggest wins, like. Like, not the European the games, or like after I qualified, or but like even in yourself, because you're so used to being in camp and being with the lads and training hard, and then when you do get this bit of off time after you win or something, like, and then you're just on it, like, everyone else is in work during the week, like, and I'm like, what do I do with myself, like, you know what I mean? But I think the biggest lows are actually after your biggest highs. They're not after you lose or anything, like. They're easy to get it back. You just get back training, you feel better after yourself.
Get you just coming back down after such a high.
Yeah, they're probably the worst. That's why I learned to take the two of them at the same.
Don't get too caught up
at the same frequency, because if you get caught up in the bullshit, you drag yourself down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, fact, man. Facts. Yeah. This came across in all the interviews I watched of you, but it comes across even more chatting to you. You've got such a good head on your shoulders for someone who is so young. Now, it's not say, you know, age is always necessarily correlated with
a big fat head,
wisdom or anything like that.
I try and keep it okay.
But where does that come from? Has that always been your sort of mindset and mentality growing up? Has it been being in the high performance environment and having those people around you guiding you through these ups and downs, or?
I don't know, probably just the people I have around me.
Yeah.
Your environment, like, like if you're around three gobshites, like, you're gonna be the fourth one, you know what I mean? Which is true. But no, I have a great team around me, like, and I have great coaches, and my club coach, James Doyle, he's been with me since I'm 8. And he's actually on the national team now.
Did he?
Yeah, so we're together all the time now. It's great having him there, and he's been there from the start, and he'd be the first person to pull you down, you know what I mean? Like, he knows me, like, he knows me more than anyone else. But no, it's great having good people around me.
Yeah, you mentioned someone there earlier, Bernard Dunn, one of the legends of Irish boxing. Man. I think most Irish fighters that we've spoken to have taken some level of inspiration from watching Bernard Dunn fights growing up, and just like, I want to fight in the point because Bernard Dunn fought there or whatever. Did you have much direct contact with Bernard, and what was it like when he invited you onto that team?
No, he was the high performance director, like, so he was the big boss, like, back then, like, in the office. So he'd bring you in. He didn't bring me in. Like, I got invited in from them, and then he'd like evaluate you and decide whether you're going or not. Like, but he had a he wasn't there for long. Like he was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
there till after the Olympics, and so I didn't really see much.
You
from
went to
him.
the Indian Boxing Association then or something?
Yeah,
did you?
yeah, he went
Oh,
and
really?
was the head of the Indian setup as well.
Some
Which
change
is-
that, yeah.
Beat change, yeah. Which is it's a looking after a lot more people.
What's the population? Like 1.4 billion or something like
billion or something. Like,
He's got a big pool to pick from there.
Yeah.
he's plenty of people, plenty. But no, I didn't have much contact with him. But he was the one that brought me in and stuff, and
that? Yeah.
he was.
You
gave me
opened the door and got
opened
you
the
in.
door, yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm staying inside nice and cozy. since-
Yeah. You're not getting him out anytime soon.
Made himself at home.
As you grew up through boxing, I know you mentioned on some of the interviews you've done that I think you won your first All Ireland age like 11, and then the next one wasn't until like 16, 17. Was that right?
Yeah, so when you first start boxing, your first like year of All Ireland's it's called Boy One.
Okay.
So that's for 10, 11-year-olds. So I was 11-year-olds, and I was 11, and I won my first one. I was a little fat kid. I was still a little fat kid. Like I didn't lose the weight straight away.
Yeah.
I was Boy 160, like, which is on the heavier side. Like, so I won that, and then Boy 2 lost in the quarterfinals, and then I didn't go back into the All Ireland because you have to qualify for the All Ireland through the Dublins.
Okay, right. Yes, yeah.
So then I kept losing on like Dublin finals, Dublin semi-finals. Then I didn't get back in till I was like Boy 4, and then I lost in the final. Very, very, very close. And then your man ended up going to the Europeans that bet me, and then he got silver.
Okay.
And I remember it because I was 15 or 16 at the time. And I was working with one of my family friends. Like he had a landscaping company. Like, so I was just after finishing work, and I was on the way home in the van. Like, and I was on the YouTube. Like, and I was just watching him win his
Silver medal.
win a semi-final to get in and guarantee a silver medal. I was just sick. Like, so I was like, I'm never letting it get that close again.
Yeah.
And then I went on the next year, U1 to win that one. Then I won U2, and then under 18 twice, and then under 22. And
Yeah.
I've just been
Patience, man.
patience, yeah.
I'm not,
Yeah, go
sorry, Liam. I'm not asking this question from like an arrogant or
Yeah.
cocky perspective, but was there a point for you, or what was the point for you where the realization hit of like, I could be something in this sport, like I am good enough to make it to the Olympics, to beat all these? And
I don't know if that moment ever hit. Like,
Clicked, yeah.
I just took each tournament at a time and each training camp and each spar, and just like it was like a gradual build up. Like, it wasn't like a moment where like the light bulb hit and I was like, I can do this. Like,
Yeah.
it just like a slow realization, I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah. I had the exact same question.
Yeah.
It was like, did you ever feel like you were a good boxer, or were you always wondering, am I able to do this?
Don't know. I used to
Did you
always,
even think about it at all? Like, did it
not
cross your
really.
mind?
Just thought about the next tournament. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you can really do. Like, if you look past anything, you're already one round down. If you look past that.
It's a great mindset. It's a great mindset to have. Just stay so focused on what's next. Even Kiefer yesterday,
Yeah.
trying to ask him like, what's the goals? Like, what's the vision? He's like, all I'm thinking about is the next fight. Don't
Not
ask
even
me
the next
anything.
training session.
Next training
Next
session.
run.
Yeah.
Next
Whatever.
training
Next
session.
run
Yeah,
I'm
there's no
doing,
point
yeah.
looking past anything. It's like I'll train 2 or 3 times. Like, depending on the day.
Yeah,
Like, could
yeah.
be 2, could be 3. Like, and like you might be tired that day. Like, and there's no point. Like, you might have a tough session later on. We have to train this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking at later saying, oh, I'm dreading that, because you'll be lucky to get through that morning session. But just every session, every round, every minute, that's what you just have to do. Like,
It's a bit by bit. What does a typical week in a high performance unit look like?
so now we are in there from Monday afternoon till Friday morning.
Okay. So
I
you live
will-
out there Monday to Friday, like you're.
Yeah, so I always take Sunday off, don't do a drop on Sunday. Just eat and relax. That's what I do on a Sunday.
God's day, innit?
That's it. And so wake up Monday morning, get a good run in, and then I'll buzz around, go down to my granddad, walk the dog and stuff, and then I'll head out to Blanchardstown for the afternoon session. We train at 4, like it's usually bags or pads or something like that, and then over to the hotel to check in, and then straight away on Tuesday morning we'll do pads in the morning before the first session, and then we'll have 2 sessions then, so it'll be three then.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday you train in the morning, and then have lunch and we're relieved.
Set free, yeah.
We're set free, yeah, and then I'll train myself at home. So like yesterday, I went up Cloyney Hill where I live and just.
I seen an Instagram story, yeah.
Ran out, it's a killer, like absolute killer, but wouldn't like it any other way.
No.
And then this morning, I got 2 sessions in this morning.
Already?
Yeah.
Just for reference, we start recording at 1 o'clock, so
Yeah.
1 o'clock,
Yeah, so
you've
we're
already
on the
got 2
go, full of
sessions,
caffeine.
Busy Saturday morning. And what's in that high performance unit? What's it like if your girlfriend wanted to come visit you in the evening or whatever? Is there any rules around that sort of stuff, or do you have freedom outside of training?
It's like prison. You get one phone call.
You get one phone call. You drop the phone in on a Monday and you don't get it back till Friday. I'm only joking.
Get one bar of soap. Soap.
No. No, it's fairly free. Like we're adults. Like we're adults. Like, but I stay disciplined and I just stick to myself and with the lads that are in there with me. Like so, we don't tend to do much with. But the centre's there. We go bowling. We just things to keep us occupied. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
stay busy.
Go to the driving range and
you get a bit of freedom. To get out of
not mad. Like I'm not going on a wild night out now. Like on a Wednesday or Thursday. But we'll go up to the driving range or we'll get a scoop of gelato or something like that. You know what I mean?
Cool. Is all your food provided whilst you're out there and all that
breakfast,
stuff? So
lunch,
it's all
and dinner.
on.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Strength and conditioning coaches, nutritionists, psychologists, physiologists.
It's a good
The list is never ending.
Oh man, that's what you did. Yeah.
Blessed. I couldn't ask for more.
That's what you need to get to the highest levels of the sport, though.
100%.
Yeah, we're well looked at. Right? I don't have to do a single thing. Like,
yeah, but I mean, you have to risk some level of health every time you step in the ring. So
yeah, but that's the easy
that's
part.
the fun part. Yeah,
that's the fun part. Like.
Oh, no, I'd rather be the chef.
Would you? Yeah. No. I wouldn't like to be on the other side. No other side. I'd like to be where I am here. Nowhere else.
How many in total is there in the high performance unit?
So there's 10 of us qualified for the Olympics.
Okay.
But there's about between 20 and 25 in that kind of floats in and out like.
Okay. And I know that you got brought in when you were 18, wasn't it? So that was leading up to the Tokyo Olympics.
Just before the Tokyo, so I got to see that.
So there was no... Would you have been able to participate in the Tokyo Olympics? Or could you have qualified for it?
No, I would have been too young because the Tokyo Olympics actually happened in 2021.
Yeah.
So in 2020, like I would have been 17 when the qualification stuff was going on. So I would have been too young. Yeah, I would have been way too. I wasn't well unexperienced. And
everything. Like, is there regulation? Like, do you have to be over the age of 18 to go to the Olympic Games?
Yeah, 18 to be seen. It used to be like Amir Khan was 17 when he won a silver medal. Like, so it's changed now. Like, but,
right, fair enough. That makes sense. So since you've been brought on board, then you were kind of brought in, and I suppose this Olympics would have been what the eyes were on when they brought you in back 4 years ago.
But it was an Olympic cycle is usually 4 years. Like, but this Olympic cycle was 3 years
because Tokyo was
because of COVID. So this was a short one. So it was the goal, like, but it wasn't the be all end all.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like saying to myself, if I don't make it, like I'm.
Yeah, like you're still young. I think Kenny was 26 going to the Olympics. Are you like especially for a heavyweight boxer? You're 20 years old. I'm guessing that's really young to be on to the Olympic Games.
Yeah. baby. I'm the youngest on the team going to Paris, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make
sense.
sense.
Yeah, they don't
get ID.
They step in the ring.
It's a number, innit?
It is. Nah, man, I can only imagine the work that's gone in to get into that stage, building up over the last few years, and now obviously into the Olympics. As you're moving towards Paris on the horizon and stuff like that, at this stage of your training, are things now like moving more towards, even from like getting ready for these sort of games? It's not like you've won opponents, so you know the way you hear about people doing sparring and they're trying to like simulate what they'll get in the ring and stuff. How do you manage that in an amateur setup and going into those tournaments?
You're just trying to tick all the boxes.
Yeah, be ready for anything.
That's the easiest way to put it, because if I went into detail it'd be mad, like, but just trying to tick all the boxes and just trying to be ready for anything. That's, you have it dead on there anyway.
Yeah. How many fights do you have? Like, if you were to win gold at the Olympics, how many fights would you need to win?
One fight at a time. One fight. One fight, because if you look past that and start looking at draws and what you have to do to win and what days you'd be fighting, you've lost it already, you know what I mean?
But what would be like the maximum amount of fights you could have?
I don't know, 5 or something.
5 or 6 over how long was it? 2 weeks?
2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
It's just short of 2 weeks.
Is that like, have you done tournaments of that length and stuff
Every
before?
tournament's like that.
Yeah.
Every tournament's 10 days, 2 weeks. You could have 4 or 5 fights,
right.
and you weigh in that morning, and sometimes you weigh in that morning, you could be fighting that night, and then you could be weighing in the next morning to fight again.
Okay.
So
Nice.
So it's fairly active anyway.
Yeah, sounds intense.
It's alright.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way, like.
Yeah.
But it's all I know now, so.
True, yeah.
Not all I know now, but you know what I mean? I'm happy where I am.
Yeah, we'll take it. Deadly. With boxing and growing up, obviously, it's a tough sport in relation. Like, we played football, and you think football is like a physical sport, but when you look at what you guys do, and it's like, actually, maybe this isn't as intense as it could have been. For you growing up, I always wonder, like, for people getting into a ring and choosing that as the sport or career path they want to go down, what is it that really attracts them to it? And I know for some people, it's even listening to Kiefer, he's like, I just love to fight. Like, when the ref says fight and get into it, like, that's the part that I love the most. Would that be the same for you?
Nail on the head. Like,
Yeah.
just love a fight, like. In the ring.
In the ring, yes.
In the ring. In the ring. Outside the ring, I'm a lover now. But no, I love a fight. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Well, you don't have to, like. But
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
it's an extra cherry on top, like.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you do, and enjoy the thrill of it, and enjoy getting hit and hitting back, and just all aspects of it, like.
Is there any part of being a... Well, you're not a professional boxer, but you basically live the professional boxing lifestyle. Like, it's...
Well, full-time. Full-time athlete, like.
Full-time athlete. Is there any part of it you don't like?
No.
The kill with all of it, the sacrifice, the everything,
you
training
have to
schedule.
sacrifice something, like, no matter if you want to be good at something, no matter what it is, like, you have to. There's a lot of sacrifices, like, but that's what gets you, like. Someone that sacrifices nothing is gonna get nothing.
In fact, yeah.
So it's what you put in, like. Well, it's not what you put in. Like, you might get 1% back out what you put in, but
it's not.
but you still have to put it all in the bank, like,
Yeah.
build the bank up, and then not hope for something in return, but just let it.
Just roll the dice and see what happens.
Yeah, let it work itself out.
I love the mindset, man. I love the mindset. I know you probably don't want to look too far past Paris, and it was a similar yesterday conversation of like, we'll just take it one fight at a time and get there. So I won't ask you.
Go on.
Once that one's out of the way, have you thought in? I know a common path is we'll do the Olympics and then start looking at moving pro, or whether I stick around for another Olympic cycle, because it is, as you said, 4 years. So it's like, if I lock in for another Olympic cycle, that's dedicating another 4 years ultimately to going through this again. Have you thought any more into that?
I've thought about one thing. Well, not one thing, because that looks past the Olympics. I'll just have my feet up somewhere in the sun. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I won't be thinking about boxing.
How long would you usually take after a big tournament, like, as a break?
No, like, if there's nothing coming up and you have time off, like, there's things you can do. You keep yourself active, like, but you'll also be able to go out and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Go out and socialise, because we don't get to socialise.
Yeah, bring a bit of balance.
Like,
back.
I could, like, well, I just don't want to. Like.
Yeah.
And then, like, I haven't drank in 6 months. 6 months, like, so that's like, but I still will go out, see me mates for like maybe an hour or half an hour, like, and then that's like, see them, and then that's grand, and then, but like, for any longer than that, you're getting the ear chewed off you, and people annoying you.
I can imagine. Yeah.
But I don't mind missing out.
Yeah,
I'm not missing out on that.
At your age, like, there's so much you could be doing. Do you ever struggle or find it hard to say like no to different things, or what your mates might be up to that you could take part in, but you know it's going to come at a cost then of training the next morning or whatever?
Like what?
Else. Going out drinking, as you said, like doing those things, nights out, lads holidays, doing all that stuff.
Not really. Sometimes I say, I'd love to go, but then also I'm over in, let's say, Italy or something for 10 days in the middle of February when everyone's back home freezing to death, working, just training in the sun. And,
fair.
You know what I mean? Like, it has
some perks. Yeah,
it has its perks. Like, you do sacrifice, but then you get things back. And just like, you're not missing out much. Like, I've had chances to go out, like, with the lads, like, and stuff, and nothing really changes.
Yeah, fair.
Like, I do love going out and seeing my mates and doing things, like, but it's kind of the same old, like,
stuff,
unless you're doing, like, but I still do things like Like tonight I'm going to see Theo Von.
Oh yeah,
deadly.
Yeah. It's only a last minute thing. I was meant to go for a meal, but then someone texted me saying they had them, so I said, yeah, why
take
not?
that instead. Yeah,
I go see that madman for an hour or two. But yeah, I do things.
Yeah.
I do things. Like I don't go out partying all night, like, but I go out for an hour or two, see people, and bounce back, have a blackhorn or something, and then bounce back. Like
Yeah.
nice.
there has to be some sort of balance.
Can be hard to find, but
Big time.
It's not really like there's balance in everything. Like,
yeah.
like some people find balance in like, oh, I'll go out and have a few drinks, but not have too many. Like, but that's not balance. Like,
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
depends what your lifestyle is.
Yeah,
Depends what the goal is and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the ideal thing for me now is just go out for an hour, see everyone, and then as things start getting.
Yeah, when everyone starts
When it gets
getting
messy,
on a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit, yeah, that's
Yeah.
my time to bounce.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
We still have to see people, and you still have to. We don't have to socialise, but I like socialising. I like seeing my mates and staying. Don't like drifting from people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting distant from people, which is easy to do when you're
Definitely.
living out in a hotel 5 nights a week. Like,
Yeah. 100%, man. And you mentioned there about going to Italy. I'm sure I know you've been whatever, Italy, Bulgaria, and Poland. You already mentioned. I'm sure you've boxed in many other places. Anywhere stick out as like one place you wouldn't like to go back to?
North Macedonia.
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus, this was
sounds
rough.
a bit hostile. That,
Yeah, it was hostile enough. Like I think we. Oh, it was a terrible place. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really rough. Like, I wouldn't like to go back there. But one place that I thought was going to be bad, but it was like one of the best cities I've ever been to is Armenia.
Oh yeah.
okay.
In the capital called Yerevan,
Okay.
and this is the cleanest, like, best city I've ever been in. Like,
Yeah. Armenia. A good few boxers have come out of Armenia, haven't they? At an
Yeah.
amateur level, at least. Anyway, they seem to be
yeah,
fairly
amateur,
good.
and they have a couple of pros and stuff. But I thought it was just a great city. Like, I was taken back. We were all taken back actually, because we all kind of
quite expected.
we all kind of lost early enough, so we did get to see the city in the
Yeah,
end,
yeah.
like, and get out for a couple of nice food places. But that was a nice place. That was a little surprise anyway.
Yeah. Armenia, Yerevan. We'll add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
Yeah.
Put a few things first.
yeah. Not top of the list, but
We'll
Yeah.
take North Macedonia and just drop that one down.
Yeah,
what was bad about that? Was it the facilities or just like the area was rough or?
it was just rough. Like,
Yeah.
it was just like, I don't know. It was rough though. It was rough.
Yeah.
It had a nice big shopping centre. That was the only thing. and
lock
there
yourself
was
in
the big the big like you'd get scanned on the way in, like by the security guards and all, scanned on the way out. Everything. I was a bit just hostile, like, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uncomfortable kind of
But
environment.
I was happy to see the back of that place anyway.
What were you over there for?
We had a small tournament,
Right.
and this actually probably made it worse. Like, I went over and it was a small multi-nation, and no one weighed into me weight.
Oh,
So I was over there, got no fights. Like,
oh, really?
yeah, the only time that's ever happened and probably ever will happen. Touch wood. But yeah, that probably put a sickener on the plate.
Do you not get automatic first place if there's no one else to fight?
Yeah, you won it, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, won it. Yeah, got the gold medal, and I came home with a gold medal, but I didn't fight. But I would have rather been back in Dublin for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take the lesson for that and learn.
Yeah.
One thing that stood out really similar to Kenny's story was his qualification journey and yours. Now, different in a lot of ways because Kenny had to go through a few more phases, but the specific situation he was in, where I think Kenny had also lost either the first round, he was down on scorecards or whatever else, and he spoke about like this moment he had where it just everything zoomed in and like, these next 2 minutes, that's it, I have to win these next. Is it 2 minute rounds?
It was 2 for him. It was two for Kenny.
him.
Kenny had 4 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, that's
I have
right.
3 3-minute
And you were
rounds.
just 3-3. And it was similar for you in your qualification fight when you lost the first round, and then it was like, all right, I've got 2 rounds now. These next 2 rounds. What was the mental talk in your own mind at that stage, going back out for that second round, knowing what was on the line, I suppose?
Just fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, go for it, like, bite down. Because I lost the first round, won the second round, but it was level going into the last. So in the last, it was just who wants it more, like.
And when you say you lost the first round in amateurs, do you actually know like I won that round or lost. It's not like the
yeah, it pops up on a little screen, and
right.
one of the other coaches will jump up, tell the other coach, and tell you. Like, some people don't like knowing. I like knowing.
Yeah.
But like, there's 5 judges in amateur boxing. Like, so I lost the first round 4-1. So 4 judges went against me. 4-1. One judge gave it to me, and then the second round was the opposite way around. 4 gave it to me, 1 didn't.
Right. Okay.
So it was level. So I needed to. It was all in that last round. So
Yeah. I watched the fight back this morning. I wasn't even watching the boxing. I just wanted to watch you and see your reaction and stuff. And when the fight ended, you celebrate. Every time the fight's level, I think both just like automatically celebrate each other, like sway the judges. But you celebrated in a way where it's like you knew you won that round. Is that what the feeling was?
I knew I'd done it. Like,
yeah,
I knew I'd done it.
Was there any hesitation, like when you're waiting on the referee to raise your hand?
There always is. It's just the hardest thing ever is holding that judge's hand. The judge holding your hand, and just waiting. Just patiently waiting just to hear it, like.
Yeah.
And I just dropped, like, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Couldn't really fathom it, like, it didn't really hit me for a second. Then you come out of the ring, and I was hugging and screaming with the coaches, and then there's just a little small woman waiting over in the corner with your little ticket, like.
Yes, yeah.
And handing it to you, like, and then and then I got the ticket, and then had to just walk about 50 meters, and then that's when I went straight into the interview. But I tried to do the thing, like, it was like, I don't know what it's from though, but whoever was interviewing me said, Jack Marley, you are now going to the Olympic Games.
Yes, yeah.
And I said, say it again.
Yeah,
say it again.
Yeah.
But she didn't really get what was going on, like, and then she said it again. But I forget what it's from. Like, I don't know if it's McGregor or something, but it's something like, and I said, say it again. And then if you look back, I say that straight away. Like, but I'm like, say it again.
Someone coming over with the defibrillator from.
I was only short of the defibrillator, yeah. And the funny thing was, I actually only got because before you come through the curtain, there's like loads of cables and all in the corner. So I was just like, because the intensity of the fight was so hard, I came out and I started coughing and before I went through the curtains, I had to turn into the cables and just puked my ring up into the corner into the corner, and then came through the curtains, and I was like this.
The beauty and glamour of it.
Yeah, the beauty and glamour of it, yeah. They make it look alright.
You came across well. You've obviously got to the games at such a young age, and one question I always have in those circumstances: what is it that helped you? Obviously, look, I'm sure talent plays a role, genetics, like all that stuff, but like from a pure fundamental, how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself, how you show up, how you train, those things. What is it you think that allowed you to progress so quickly in your career? That could be advice or lessons to maybe the next young Jack Marley coming up.
I don't know, just be yourself, like. Just don't let anything get to you or anything, like. It's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, yeah.
But just try not to let the little things affect you. Like, I have great people around me, like, my circle is small enough, like, but I just have great people around me, and I obviously am portraying what they've showed to me, but that would be it.
Do you have any tools or stuff that you do, say if there is something that's happening that is starting to get to you? Would it be talking to the people around you? Would it be just going away by yourself and figuring stuff out? Like, do you have anything? Is it just staying routine, stay consistent, keep showing up?
You can have the worst day in history, and then you can get out into the club an hour later, like, and you're around 20 of the lads laughing, joking, and killing each other 1 minute, and then like just doing pads or anything, but you can't think about anything else. There's no like, if you're doing a high intensity like activity or sport, or especially combat sport, you don't have a second to think about anything else that's going on outside, like, which is the beauty of it. It just it's an escape.
100%.
It's an escape. Like, I don't use it as an escape now because I love it so much. Like, but for anyone else, they could, but not just boxing, like anything else that just
consumes you in that way.
Consumes your body and mind, like, completely, like, for that hour and a half or anything. Like, it just shuts everything off, and probably just not just burns, get your body moving, but get your mind moving as well. Yeah,
no, 100%. I think there's a lot to be said for it. One thing that a lot of people say about MMA, I'm sure the same is said about boxing, just in terms of, it's a dangerous sport, it's a violent, aggressive sport, whatever. Do you think boxing is a dangerous sport, and is that, that level of violence or whatever, is that anything that ever put you off, intimidate you? Would you get your kids involved in the sport?
I don't know. I don't know. I won't be able to say it till I have kids. Like, you know what I mean? But it's a dangerous sport. We hit each other in the head numerously,
Yeah.
consistently. Like, we get hit every day. Like, but it's has to be some sort of risk. Like, has to be like no sacrifice, no victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, nothing given, nothing gains.
Transformers quote that one.
Actually, we have to give him credit now.
That could be the fight name. Jack Transformer Marley.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime.
We can try weave Jack Marley into that. Yeah, make something out of it. Nah, man. At this stage, what you say is 46 days?
48.
48 days out from making the walk for the Olympics. How are you feeling?
Grand, like. Grand. Just enjoying training, like. Not really looking to it or like counting down the days or anything, like, people start worrying then and getting nervous and like, oh, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I take all this? Just still trying just the same way I always have, like, for any other tournament. So it's just another tournament to me. I'm not really. I know people keep counting down the days and it's great and just.
Yeah, you're not jumping out of bed in the morning like marking a day off the calendar.
No, not scratching the wall.
Yeah. Lantern calendar.
Like in prison, just scraping another numeral down the wall. But no,
just day by day. No, like you were telling me actually when we were speaking before, there's like I think it was an app on your phone. You have to like fill out every night like where you're staying and to tell the Olympic people where you're at and things like that.
Yeah, for the world and like the WADA, like
the Doping Association.
Yeah. So you can get like called no matter where you are and what you are, like where you are, what time it is. Like they can knock in and just test you, which is.
What is the test? Is it urine test or?
Urine or bloods. Sometimes they might do both. Sometimes they might do one or the other. Like, but
has there been any like times where they came knocking where it like really wasn't a good time for you?
No.
It's been all okay so far.
No. They came one day and I was just down getting a haircut, so I went up after, like, but.
Oh, they didn't come into the barber shop like and close the door and be like, wait,
no, I didn't say I was like, but I said I was in the house, like, but it's only 2 minutes up there.
Yeah.
I just had to go. They just had to put up with me dad for a couple of minutes, like. So I'd say they were happy to see me come through the door.
They haven't come back since.
No, definitely not. No.
Do they test much around the actual fights? Do you ever like straight out of the ring into being tested or anything?
Not mid competition, but after pre and post.
Pre and post.
Not during.
Okay.
I don't think so anyway.
Yeah,
I'm fairly new to it, like, so I can't comment too much
on how exactly.
But I'm nearly sure it's pre and post.
Is it like, because you see some fighters who they end up testing positive for something that like it was just in a like they weren't actually
doped. It was in the steak they had.
Yeah. But
the Canelo steaks.
Do you have to be really careful now in terms of what you're eating and you know what supplements you take and stuff like that, or
I don't take supplements.
Not like protein powders or anything like that.
No, I eat like a horse, so it's alright. But no, I just take like electrolytes just to keep myself hydrated and stuff. But that's all. So I don't have much to
worry about there. Yeah.
No.
What your weight class is it? 90?
Under 92.
Under 92.
92 and under.
Right. Okay. With the level of training that you're doing, the amount of sessions that you're doing, and the amount that you like to eat, does staying around 92 is that manageable for you, or do you have to cut your calories and stuff like that to get to that weight class?
Yeah, I do, like, gradually. Gradually, like, but like I just like I'm still not treating myself, but still having a balance now, like, but then everything will kind of get cut out, like, but
yeah. What would you walk around at? Just
so 95.
Okay, so it's not a massive.
Too bad.
No. It's one session away, like.
Yeah, literally.
a session and a piss.
Yeah. Or a really long piss.
a really long piss.
Double piss.
Something wrong with you. Pissing
3 kilos.
Pissing 3 litres out. Like, but, yeah, I'm not far away.
Yeah.
Deadly. And what is there a next weight class up?
Yeah, 92 plus.
92 plus,
okay.
Right.
So 92 all the way up to, like, you'll have some lads at like 130, like.
Ah, man.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Monsters, like, huge.
I feel like getting hit by.
Well, Usyk and Fury, there was 30 pound or some 40 pound between the two of them.
Yeah, well, that worked out.
Yeah, it worked in Usyk's favour.
Some boxers like Darrell Miller, big baby, he's just be like 300 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, he is big, like.
Yeah, he's a massive thing.
He's like a floating, like.
Yeah. He is like the Mitchell man, proper, big time.
In terms of like, because they say styles make fights, would you rather fight a heavier opponent or a longer opponent, or do you not care?
I don't really care, like, everyone's tough, like.
Yeah.
Every fight's hard, like, in a way.
What's been the most awkward opponent you've come up against? Is there a certain like body shape or whatever that you tend to struggle with, or?
I fought a really tall lad when I was at my first Europeans when I was under 18. So this was with a head guard, like in Bulgaria,
Right.
and like he was from Germany, and he was huge. Like if you watch back on it, like I went through the middle ropes, like so 4 ropes. So I went through the middle, like, and he just like glided over the top rope. Like,
Just swung a leg over.
I literally had to jump to catch him. Like he was huge. Like he was huge. I think he was about 6. He had to be like 6'9", 6'10".
And what are you for
Really?
reference?
6'2".
6'2".
Huge monster, like monster. I just had to keep hitting his body to get it. Then brought his head down, then hit his head. Like, but if I was trying to hit just his head, like I was nearly jumping. Like.
On tippy toes. How did you get on in that fight?
I won it. Yeah.
Oh, you did, yeah?
Lost the second fight, yeah. But yeah, that was like I'm never gonna fight someone taller like than that.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. There used to be a Russian, I think his name was Kovalev. He was a pro boxer. David Hay fought him. Right? He was a heavyweight, but he was the same.
He was tall as well. He,
monster.
7 foot.
7 foot something, yeah.
That was David versus Goliath, yeah.
Proper.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And David Hay won that fight as
He
well.
actually wobbled him as well, and it's mad watching him get wobbled because he's like it's like slow motion. That's literally what it's like, but it's mad.
It's one of the things that makes the sport so interesting, though, isn't it? It's like you could put 2 people side by side, and anyone who doesn't know anything about it would say, oh, he'd easily beat him because of the way he looks or how strong he is or how much muscle he has or whatever. And
it's like the photo of Golovkin. Do you ever see the photo of Golovkin?
Yeah.
And he has like just like a white t-shirt on, and he just looks like a school teacher with like little skinny arms.
Yeah.
And it's just like 9 out of 10 people would think they'd kill him. Like
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you find out.
Nah, you'd find out very quickly.
It can be deceiving, Ari.
Very, very quickly.
Something I wanted to ask you actually, bringing it back to the point of like boxing and like combat sports being dangerous, specifically around injuries. What's the worst injury you've ever had?
I got this thing called mallet thumb.
Oh, really?
So I caught someone with me thumb, and it like bent it forward too much, and the tendon ripped off me thumb. So my thumb was left like that. So if I straightened it up right with my finger and then just let go, it just boinged back. So that was probably the most annoying because I had to wear a little finger splint for like 8 weeks to keep it straight constantly. That when I slept, everything, and then when I took it back out of it, it was so strong it wouldn't fucking bend.
Okay, right.
So then I had to do loads of like I was playing with Play-Doh for weeks
Just to get that movement
just
back.
to get it back down. Like, but that was the worst injury.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Man, yeah, considering what could potentially be injuries, like we'll take Balaton. Give me that one.
We'll take that one.
Yeah. Going over with the crew of yous that are heading over then for Parson for the Olympics. I know these are all probably quite tight knit anyways because you're trying together, you're going to live together during the week in the high performance unit. What's the overall, like, for us as Irish fans, let's say, who'll be watching and supporting, what's the overall feeling in the camp going over? Is it optimism? Is it like we're going over here and we're anticipating
Clean sweep, 10
No,
minutes?
we're not really talking like it's not like we talk about that. Like everyone has their own individual aspirations. But we're all just trying very hard together, as hard as we can, and just keeping spirits high and positive energy. Like that's all. That's all you can do. Like,
Yeah.
do you have an idea? Has the schedule been released yet in terms of when your fight would be?
I don't have a clue.
You don't know yet.
I don't have a clue. Like I don't want to say it. Like someone only rang me earlier looking for that. Like, and I just said,
Oh, really? Yeah.
I'd say here I don't have a clue because I'm not telling you a date in.
Yeah.
Then it changes or whatever else.
Changes. So I'm just focusing on me boxing and just that's it. Like,
Yeah. Talk to me about there's 10 Irish boxers going over.
10.
6 women, 4
full
men.
women team.
Yeah.
Full women
Every
team.
category for women.
Every category. All boxes ticked.
Impressive.
We need to catch up.
Yeah, the men's slacking off now.
Yeah, we're not far behind, like,
No.
but they are leading the way and they're phenomenal. Like,
Fair play.
Who is this? So it's Kelly Harrington, Aoife
so
O'Rourke,
we're up the way
Michaela,
up. 50 kilo we have Dana Morehouse.
Dana Morehouse.
54 kilo we have Jenny Lahan. 57 Michaela Walsh. 60 kilo Kelly Harrington. 66 we have Grania Walsh, and 75 is Aoife O'Rourke.
Nice. And test you now, who's the men categories?
Male we have 57 Jude Gallagher. We have 63.5 kilo is Dean Clancy. Aidan Walsh. Olympic bronze medalist
Yeah,
from Tokyo.
he just qualified there in Thailand as well.
He's 71 kilo, and then I'm 92.
Nice.
Nice.
He knows his sport.
I have to.
Yeah, and then there's a couple of lads who I thought would have qualified, like Keelan and Sean. They were so close.
Keelan, Sean, and Martin had 3 great performances and just didn't do it. But they're any other day, like just on the day, like it's just.
And what's it like
3 top class
as
fighters.
a teammate and as a friend of those? Like when that happens, are you reaching out? Are you sending them messages? Are you giving them space?
It had me down. Like I was
feeling it as well.
I was feeling it that day, like more than anyone else, because they're my best friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I live with these people 24/7. Literally, you're sleeping next to them, you're waking up next to them, you're eating with them, you're training with them, you're going out and doing activities with them. Like, these are brothers, like, you know what I mean? And it's tough seeing them lose, especially at such a major thing. Like,
must be. I remember Kenny speaking about how when he didn't qualify and Andy Lee did.
Yeah.
And Kenny was like helping Andy get ready to go then to the Olympics, obviously, and then like the day comes where Andy gets to jump on the plane and fly out, and then Kenny's just there left behind like next time. But to be fair, he did say that then set him up for making sure he's never in that position again, you know. And the next time the Olympics came around and qualifications were there, he's like, I'm not leaving myself back behind, you know, making sure I'm on that plane the next time around. So like we mentioned earlier, sometimes the low points can be the biggest. They feel like setbacks, but they can be the biggest setups for what comes next. If you
they always be. There's better to come.
Yeah,
there's better to come, and that's what everyone knows, and everyone keeps behind them, because you can't. It's not the be all end all.
Yeah.
Can't be, and everyone's young, and everyone has a lot of potential left to figure out and become, like, so. It's only the start.
Definitely. It's a speculative question because it's not the case, but if you hadn't qualified for Paris, would it have made you question your future in boxing, your love for the sport, or would you think dusted yourself off and gone again for the next cycle?
No, I would have dusted myself off and pushed everyone on, and that's what I would have done.
Go again?
Yeah.
Nice. And were you, from what my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you live full time in there, you're kind of like, I don't know if it's salaried or wage or whatever, but you get your money from the Boxing Association, that kind of helps you do that full time. Is that only because you qualified for the Olympics, or was that the case pre-Olympics?
No. Well, yes, that's true. Like, there was a criteria you have to meet, like, and I met that when I qualified and got a European Games silver medal.
Okay, so the European Games is when you get killed.
Nice. And then obviously I know you do little bits of stuff with the likes of Chadwicks and other stuff like that. When it comes to doing those engagements and other things, is that something that at this stage of your career, the reason I'm asking the question is because I think the boxers, fighters, people like that who I see who go on to be the big names and like have the biggest careers are also the ones who do a lot of work to almost like get themselves out there more and let people really connect with the person, you know, like me, the media stuff, building their social media profiles, all that sort of thing. At this stage of your career, is that something that you're like conscious of and trying to do, or is it more so something you're like, I'm just focused on boxing, the other stuff is nice, but for now I'm just all in on making.
No, it's nice, it's a part of it.
Yeah,
it's a part of it. So you have to enjoy it, and you have to take it on as the other things, because it is that extra, it's that cherry on top, like.
Yes.
And you might see it as like, oh, I don't want to do this, right? Like, but like, no, it's nice. Like, I was absolutely shitting myself when I did start doing like videos and stuff.
I know.
Because I have two great full time sponsors that I'm ambassadors for. That's Chadwicks, and then Core Credit Union, which is a branch of credit unions where I live around Sallynoggin and Dunleary and Ballybrack and stuff, and Chadwicks have me doing lots of like skits and videos, and they are great crack. They are great crack. A tough day of filming, like it's tough to get used to and stuff. But I remember the first time I filmed them was it was the video to announce my ambassadorship.
Okay.
And we were up in the Chadwicks in Bray, and it was open. It was an open shop.
Okay.
Me and a 10-man film crew. Like, and like, picture this, like in the middle of the shop, I'm facing yous, which are the cameramen, and behind the yous are like the opening doors.
Yeah.
So everyone that's coming in is just looking like what, like, but like it's full man crew. Like, they had the big camera on the big slidey thing.
Yeah,
I was standing there in my full boxing vest in the middle of November, freezing to death, and I had to say, like, hi, I'm Jack Marley and all this, but like I like the first like cut, like I was like, hi, my name's Jack.
Yeah.
And
It's like a robot. Yeah.
Producer basically looked at me and said like, need a bit more here, like, you know what I mean? So it was like, from that point I said like, fuck it, like if I give it a bash, like, but I'm really starting to enjoy it now, like.
Yeah. Coming into your own with it.
Not saying I'm gonna start acting like now or at
It's on the cards.
but I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy
Rocky
it.
6 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the next one is. Or it's Creed now. He'll have to.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, Creed, we'll do a spin off.
Definitely. And you're with the likes of Owen Colgan and John McGuckin and stuff like that out there. What's it like being around them boys?
Funny.
Yeah.
You're side two comedians, like they're hilarious, like, and it's good learning off them, like it's something different. Like they're looking at the training going, oh Jesus, like all this, and but I'm looking at that and saying like behind the camera, like they're so cool and so relaxed, like, and they actually like love it, like, which is, it's great to see from the other side of the camera. Do you get me? Like, which is cool. Good learning from them, like.
Yeah, it's always interesting, isn't it? Like where you'd be terrified, you'd be grand going into a ring to fight, but stepping in front of the camera, you'd be terrified. And with them boys in front of the camera, not a problem. But if you just put them in front of the ring, they'd be terrified.
Yeah.
It's a funny dynamic,
That's what it was like the first time out in the camera. Like I was like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
So now I'm not saying that I'm changed, like, but I'm trying to
get more comfortable.
Enjoy it and get more comfortable. It's harder. It's easier said than done, but I'm trying anyway, enjoying it. And
yeah.
Chadwick's giving me a great opportunity to do these videos and skits and all, and just it's great.
Yeah. What's been your favourite one you've done? You've done a couple so far.
Me and the video with me and Owen in the boxing club, like,
where he was your coach.
He was my coach, but there was a full day of filming. Like we've done the 2 videos in the one day, right?
Ah, okay.
And the first video was like the one in the ring where he's giving me the water and all, and like he was foiling my feet with a nail foil and cooking eggs, and then but like at one point he covered like half of my face in a full tub of Vaseline. Like look back on it, like just pause it, went like I literally have a full block of Vaseline all over my face, like, and that was funny. But the second video was like no script.
Okay.
So I was trying to, like, because I wasn't so good at that, like I was trying to keep up with him, and I was shocked, but I kind of was shocked because I didn't know what was going on. And at one stage he was like on the floor, like just going around in circles doing floor boxing, which is crazy, like, but and it was mad it was, because I trained that morning, did a full day of filming till like 5, and then as the lads were like packing up the camera stuff, then I got ready and then done pads in the ring, like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was fit for bed after that.
It's a long day, that.
Yeah, long day, yeah.
It's like when Michael Jordan was shooting Space Jam.
Yeah.
Like shoot all day and then go play basketball that night and do trains. All the stuff around you don't see. Firstly, I think it's deadly that you're doing all that stuff for your own profile and your own brand and continuing to grow that. Like, especially at this stage of your career, like being able to bring as much as you can share like other people along with the journey with you, and let the public see Jack and get to know Jack a bit more outside of just the boxer, because obviously you've got so much more to offer than just that, but still keeping focus on, like, I'm not getting too carried up or caught up in that side of things. Like, I'm a boxer first and foremost. I want to make sure I show everything I can in the ring, and then beyond that build a profile and brand and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's other things that come along with boxing, like the things after and things to add on and stuff, but at the moment I'm locked in like as Jack the boxer, like.
Yes.
It's not all I am, but
no, exactly, it's a part of you.
It's what I am now, like.
Yeah.
But because I've been like locked in the high performance for the past 4 years, like I haven't been able to do much else, but the world's my oyster after, like, but
it is.
We'll figure that out then.
Yeah.
I know when it came time to get the predicted grades, you went down that route, and you mentioned that it was real estate you were looking to get into before the offer to join the high performance came along, was it?
Yeah, because I wasn't doing any like traditional courses. I didn't put it down on my CEO, but there was like a hands-on kind of like apprentice, like real estate apprenticeship that I wanted to do. So it was like 4 days in the office and 1 day in the
college,
whatever it was, like, but thank God I didn't do that.
So that was it from a place of like, I'm really interested in real estate and would like to work in this, or was it more like, that's kind of like a decent option?
I think it was rather that, or I was watching Selling Sunset.
I was gonna say, watching Selling Sunset or something.
I watched Selling Sunset. I was like, I'm dead on this, like. And then, it's then.
Nah, look, real estate will always be there, won't it?
You can always buy a gaff, but you can't buy an Olympic medal.
No, you can't. No, there's a lot of things you can do, but you can't just buy one of them.
Yeah.
But you probably could on Cube and that's
yeah.
I'd say.
Oh, man. I'm sure for the right price, Kenny would sell his.
I wouldn't like to make him an offer anyway.
But aside from obviously going to the Olympic Games, you have to go over there with the mentality of I'm coming over here and I'm going to be on that podium at the end of it.
Yeah.
Aside from the medals, is there anything else about the whole experience that you're looking forward to?
No, I'm not going over just to be an Olympian and call myself an Olympian.
Yeah.
I'm going over there to do the business and take each fight as it comes, and that's what I'm going to do and perform to my very best and show the best version of Jack Marley that I can.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him.
No, actually, Kenny's, I don't know, do you know Kenny Egan well? Does he be around the high performance team?
Yeah, well, it doesn't mean high performance, but he does like stuff with the Olympic Federation of Ireland and stuff, so I see him the odd time. And
yeah, I sent him a message the other day and I was like, oh, we're getting Jack Marley on the podcast, going to the Olympics in July. Was wondering,
Wants to know how much is your medal.
he was wondering, or I was wondering if you could give some advice that I'll pass on to Jack on the podcast. Kenny's not a man of many words in the best of scenarios.
Right.
But he sent back a short message, and to be honest, it's like pretty much everything you said here already. But I'll read it out to you anyways.
Go ahead. I'm all ears.
He says, just stay in the moment and take it one round at a time, one fight at a time, and you'll be all right.
He must have been listening to me, wasn't
I know. Is it just a boxing mentality?
Yeah,
or
it's like a little cult in the high performance unit. That's just a mindset.
he? I don't know.
It's the right
That's
mindset.
what I've always went back on. I think I have like a couple of interviews back because it's actually my coach James Doyle that used to always say that, one punch at a time.
Yeah.
One round at a time. Well, it was one round at a
yeah.
time, then one punch at a time, and that's where I've got it.
Yeah.
So that's where I copyrighted it from. So,
And with all the, like, I know who would be your, I don't know, best friends is the right word, but in the high performance unit, who's the people that you'd be closest to?
it's just that we've a great little, like, just the lads. Like you call it the lads, like, but we're a team of individual boxers. Like, but I just say the lads because my best mates, like, you've Adam Hessian and Dean Clancy and Keelan Cassidy and Joe Galler, Sean Murray, just all of us. Like.
Yeah. And would that mentality be prevalent throughout? Are you all the same, like one fight at a time, don't get carried away with it? Or?
Yeah, bro. No, we all do different things. We all have different mindsets, and we all take things different. But like, we don't talk about boxing. Remember together, we don't
really,
watch boxing. We don't. Well, unless it's a big pro fight.
So, yeah.
But no, we're just ourselves, and we just be lads, like.
Yeah.
Because you have to be, like, you know what I mean. You go off, you're absolute nut.
Yeah, you can get caught up in it too much and lose yourself in the sport.
Oh, of course you can.
But then remember McGregor had that quote. He's like,
I've lost my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good little inspirational thing. Like, but that's what he done because that's a professional. Professional sport. He's by himself. He's isolated.
Yeah.
I'm with the lads and we're just having the crack. You know what I mean?
Would you like to experience the other side of it?
I don't know. I'd be open to it, like, but nothing screams out like.
Yeah.
Besides the Saudis throwing around. The
Saudis
throwing around a few quid. Nothing else really.
Is there money in amateur boxing aside from like bit of sponsorship or like being funded by the high performance unit? Like, is there a career path as an amateur?
Yeah, there is.
In that sense, like, yeah.
There's if you do anything good enough, you can
make a living,
make a great career out of it. Like, so it's just all about just putting your all into it and just going full at it. Like, that's what I used to say. No plan B. Like,
yeah. And it might be a stupid question. If you win an Olympic medal, do you get any money for it, or is it just a medal?
No, it's just a medal, but the IBA, which is like separate from the OFI, like, said that they want to, not the OFI, sorry, the Olympic Federation of the whole Olympic Federation. They said that they want to put money up, but I don't know what's going on with that. But
okay,
it's priceless.
Yeah,
couldn't care about money. Like, an Olympic medal is an Olympic medal.
So you have the rest of your life to make money, don't you?
Yeah, only 21. Like,
so yeah, selling Sunset is
selling villas in
gone.
Portugal. Yeah,
selling Dublin's gone. That was the.
I know. We might bring that back.
Yeah, we might. Yeah,
selling Olympic medals. Well, no, man, I've no more questions.
No, the only question I always like to end with a legacy-based question. Like, when it's all said and done, how do you like to be remembered?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. I don't know who I am. I don't know. Well, I know who I am, like, but you know what I mean. Like, could be someone different. Like, you could have me on in 2 years' time. I could be completely different.
Just a prick, yeah.
Well, not a prick. Like, it actually takes effort to be a bad person.
Yeah, true.
I only had this conversation with someone the other day because they were going on about like, oh, this person that, this person that. But like, if you were to do that 24/7, like, you have to train you.
Yeah,
Imagine being a bad person. Like, imagine being rude, like, or just being ignorant, like.
It has to be a conscious effort, like.
I drain you. It's constantly. It's 24/7. Like, it'll drain you. Like, it's easy on your own self to be nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
big time.
no. Well, my very last question then would be for any young aspiring boxers, whether they're in Monkstown Boxing Club and they're going to their first, what's it called, Boy One, their first competition, wherever they are, they're looking to get the Olympics. What piece of advice would you pass on?
No, not even boxing. Like, if you're in any sport or you're in any career path, like, just make sure you enjoy what you do. Because that's half the effort. Like, if you don't enjoy something, like, and you still push yourself very hard, you're burning the candle at both ends. Like, just make sure you really enjoy it and you just you give your full effort to it. Even if you can't, like, you have to make that sacrifice. If you want to get the full out of it, you have to put the full into it. Like, even more.
Yeah.
So just enjoy yourself, work hard, and just keep yourself open to opinions and expect a lot of. Let how to say it? I'm kind of stuck for words here, but kind of be like a filter.
Yeah, like know
just
what feedback to
filter
take.
everything.
Yeah,
filter everything. Let all the bullshit go through you and just pass it all out the same.
yeah, that's a good, because boxing is a game of opinions, like most sports.
Man.
Whose opinions do you listen to?
Myself.
Yeah, just Big Marlo.
Best advice is self-advice. That's the easiest way to put it, because at the end of the day, it's you looking out for you. So take your own advice.
It's only you who steps through the ropes, innit?
Yeah, it's only me that's getting through the ropes, and I'm the one fighting. I'm the one that has to wake up training, and I'm the one that has to sacrifice meals and going out. So it's all on me. I take full responsibility for what happens if I go in and lose. I lost. Don't blame anyone. It's me.
Yeah.
So I'm 100% me, and that's it.
Love it, man.
Cracker, man. Well, Jack, mate, thank you so much for your time, man. It's been a pleasure. Just so much great wisdom and insights there, not just for boxers, but for anyone who's trying to climb the ladder and get on top of anywhere or achieve any
all
goal.
in the next episode.
So we'll have to have you back after Paris with the medal and all the rest. But man, best of luck. Wishing you the best of health and skill for your rest of your camp.
Thanks very
getting
much,
over
lads.
to Paris. All right?
Really enjoyed being on today.